probably farm up at least a BKB before getting really involved. But still, you're playing Wind. I'm expecting at least some team fights, a little bit of fighting coming out from him as well at some point in the game. Team Spirit, meanwhile, they're going to hit some terrifying timings. If this Shadow Fiend has a good lane as well, then things are going to start to look very scary for the side of Blacklist. How's this lane going to go? I mean, Darkseer, you know, typically does like to play against those ranged cores. Is Shadow Fiend one of those heroes which he is going to like playing into?
What, you mean Darkseer Shadow Fiend matchup, sorry?
Yeah.
30 seconds to battle.
Darkseer loves playing into Shadow Fiend into late game and laning phase. Darkseer could potentially die if he wastes Surge, but Darkseer likes this matchup for sure.
Yeah.
Again, I'm thinking
works
game
with the
related,
illusion
right?
as well with lasting presence. Do you get the current level of lasting presence? Does the illusion get its own lasting presence, which will scale with kills? I'm not expecting you to know this, by the way. Don't worry.
No, I do not know the Shadow Fiend lasting presence illusion, enemy illusion interaction, but we will find out. We'll keep an eye on this game.
We certainly will. Mira going to go and sneak in an extra bounty rune for his team, making it 3 for Team Spirit. He is now charged up, however. The Spirit Breaker is going to come in and help Natsumi to, at the very least, harass this Nyx Assassin here. Mira probably not going to go down, but definitely going to take a ton of damage in the process. Actually, he's pretty quick on the Nyx Assassin, thankfully.
Yeah, he didn't have a stun there because he might be thinking about the Mind Flare. Of course, yeah, to secure range creep. He doesn't really care too much about the loss of HP. Again, Nyx has a pretty good regen, so he's able to get up to full HP pretty quick. And top lane, yeah, lane is not too fun. Like lane Darkseer against Shadow Fiend spooky. Game Darkseer against Shadow Fiend, Darkseer could be pretty happy. So yeah, we'll see how much Spirit can get from the lane. As Collapse also has poked a little bit in bottom.
Yeah, there's a lot of poking happening now as Collapse gets extremely low. The power shot does land and almost takes him out. Meanwhile, over on the top side, there's some laning shenanigans going on, but yeah, this is just Spirit Breaker just trying to reset the lane a little bit. But Makoshka, he's giving it the old 1-2 with that fist of his. Got himself a bunch of extra damage with that momentum. Even coming under tower just to get a few more clicks off here. Very aggressive is over in mid. Once again, Abed and Lar just taking clicks at each other. But great start for Abed, actually, as he's got this wave coming into tower and is already a significant CS lead over the Puck. So Lar with a pretty poor start to this laning phase, in all honesty.
Yeah, I mean, you're a melee hero against Puck, and you have strong wave clear. You know, Puck scales into the lane with higher levels to be able to spam orb and push it out.
I didn't know you could do that. All right, there's some tech. Abed, whilst going for the rune, used Stinger from the low ground onto the hard camp to stack it, as Januel is going to get a counter collapse down here at bottom. But they will get the return kill up on top side onto Gabby. A split second first blood just going the way of Blacklist International.
Very nice stuff there. And you've got to be careful if you're Gabby. If you feed away a kill or two too many to the Shadow Fiend, he does become relatively untouchable in the lane, and then you are just awkwardly playing backwards, right? And we have seen this as well with Spirit Breaker lanes. Like, Spirit Breaker isn't... For Spirit Breaker 4 to thrive in laning phase, you need the enemy 5 to not be very strong. Like, if the enemy 5 is weak, then you just have one clear path, right? Charge the enemy who's farming, keep going. But in this case, Maposhka has done so much work at zoning out the Darkseer, but also making sure Spirit Breaker can't drag waves. Like this entire time, he steps up to the wave, grabs the wave, forces Tims to walk around, and it's extremely uncomfortable. Meanwhile, Yatoro then goes to Darkseer. I think some very good laning from Spirit top and Collapse. Every time we look away from his lane, we come back and he's on a sliver of HP.
Some trouble. Yep, it's going to get cooked up once again here by Januel. Owning this bottom lane. Natsumi and Januel an absolute tear down here as they're looking to go onto Mira as well. Mira getting under the tower, but the power shot, the right click from Januel. It's going to get in the double kill. Blacklist International in the bottom lane, tearing Team Spirit apart, making this Mars absolutely suffer. There's Lol actually jumping in onto Abed in the middle lane. Doesn't care about a sandstorm apparently.
Januel and Natsumi there, enjoying the fact that they have the stronger heroes in the lane, right? It's not a Mars with a ranged hero that can bully you. It's a Mars Nyx assassin, right? A Nyx that naturally can be quite lane losing in the certain situations.
Oh, Tim's might be in some... say that actually. It's bottom side where the damage is coming through. Mira dares to challenge the rune and will be punished for it. Januel getting the kill again. 4-0-0 on the Phoenix.
That was kind of wild. So Mira, he kind of goes back to bot, walks to mid, stuns the Sand King, doesn't take the water rune, then dies as well. Arbor gets the water rune. That is potentially one of the worst starts that Mira's had, you know, so far at the World Cup. Oh, that is pretty rough.
Yeah, that's a tough time. An awkward walk back to lane. No stride of pride here. A walk of shame down to the bottom side.
I mean, they needed some win though.
Make some stacks at least.
Like 30 CS, 13 denies on Shadow Fiend to the 8 CS of Darkseer. Like, if Blacklist needs something to go well, it's going to have to be their safe lane because their offlane has nothing right now. So, yeah, Januel and Natsumi, they've identified the problems that they might be facing, and they are trying to do as much as they can here. And of course, Arbed is doing pretty well mid. Now the farm is, I think, pretty much getting back to even. Like I said, Puck with levels can return to the lane against Sand King, isn't too afraid, as both these mids will just be pushing out non-stop.
In our cast the other day, we were reminiscing about the days when offlaners were 1 versus 3 and were so starved of any resources and had to just do a lot with so little. I'm getting a hit of that nostalgia right now with 14 CS on both offlaners.
Yeah, it's a good hit of nostalgia. I'm not opposed. And our Spirit Breaker charging in as well.
Bro, on the tower? Hello? All right, nice spear. Does come down. Is it going to matter? Yes, it is. They will not be killing Collapse under tower. Mira is actually moving across as well. He's got the stun available with Miposhka joining the club. He's got a ton of damage to finish off Tim's. That was a charge and a half under tower. And you got to be careful here. Miposhka, he doesn't mess around. He's a businessman after all with his briefcase, and he is chasing back Januel. You cannot trade into this.
Redemption.
He gets it. Mira gets the amplified damage rune. Actually, might be getting a kill into Abed here. There's suddenly a load of heroes on his head. The right clicks come in. Miposhka brings him down. Damn, dude. Like, Miposhka just running, fixing all the lanes for them. What a guy. As Collapse, well, he's going to be all right. Januel maybe biting off more than he can chew. The orb comes in. The orb of death from Lal. Well, going to get burned up pretty hard here, so actually can't commit to this kill. Miposhka comes in around the side, collapses here, but got to be a little bit careful. Phoenix still has himself a Fairy Fire, has himself an Infused Raindrop. Going down here, very unlikely for Januel. Not going to be giving away that dominating streak.
Power shot, okay, doesn't connect. The mid lane, we kind of see it's relatively even. Like after Sand King had a slight CS advantage to begin with, the death that he had, the stunting his ability to autopilot his way into the start of the game, then yeah. Mid's been very even. I think both off lanes have struggled, and net win though is, you would probably lean Spirit, I'd say at the moment, just because their Shadow Fiend is so farmed. Like the fact that he had 4k net worth, if they can kill him off, that is going to be perfect to stabilize the game a little bit. He is farming up the small camp, but what a defensive walk. That is really nice walking, pathing, that's the word.
Yeah, wonderful pathing here, but Natsumi still gets upon him, so we're going to see the Requiem and the TP coming out from Radon. And Yatoro is going to get himself to safety.
Yo, are we doing this?
Yet. I don't know which one do you want to do? We got to decide.
We're sorry, it's Yatoro. I respect he, wants a little bit of a change up real quick, but, there's so much legacy, there's so much prestige in the name Yatoro. And I only just learned to say the word correctly like a year ago. So I don't want to start changing up.
Who knows how long it'll take you to get Radon right,
Yes, Rad-A-N.
Raiden?
Raiden. Oh, no.
Owner of the Elden Ring or something? I don't know. I don't play those games.
It's really... No. It's... For me, I can only say Yatoro. I'm sorry. Just to clarify, it is Yatoro playing on Shadow Fiend.
Yes, if anybody's in doubt, as Miposhka getting dropped here. Radon tries to come in around the side, but can't quite do it. I'm kidding.
I need you to calm down, Nomad.
So, yeah, I mean, the failed gank means that Yatoro's going to be able to keep on farming himself up to a massive degree. It's going to be a huge issue in these fights. That said, they are going to come online a little bit sooner on the side of Blacklist. We're going to get that blink not too far away from Arbed. That'll be the first huge timing for the side of Blacklist, as he's even farming up Ancients right now. Arcane Rune Sand King. Wow.
My
The stingers per second is insane.
initial reservation though with this Blink Dagger is who's he playing with when everyone's had quite a difficult game, right? Like he's gonna get Blink Dagger by the time when none of his other cores are really wanting to play aggressive. So this could have been the game where he, you know, he greeds up for one item to then go for it. But again, if Arbed does go for the Blink Dagger rush, then I really want to see him just drag the, you know, not even drag, just go to the Darkseer, grab an Iron Shell, smoke with the Spirit Breaker and the Phoenix and go play aggressive. So we'll see how they utilize it, but
Also,
this Blink could be the Blink that we critique maybe in 10 minutes if Blacklist don't find kills and, you know, don't try and make things happen on the map.
we're also going to see a Blink Dagger with a level 1 Burrow Strike. This is not the common build on Sand King, I want to say. From what I've seen from pretty much all Sand Kings in pubs and in the competitive games, is a tendency to head towards 4-0-4 and play around that. So interesting choice to go for the Sandstorm instead.
Well, he does have the Sand Shroud facet, right? So there's maybe arguments where he has his invisibility again, it's larger radius compared to the smaller radius and moving around him with the other facet. But yeah, again, that's for me the only big question mark I have right now for Blacklist, because after lane's getting a little bit turbulent, their main plan is just to farm as quickly as possible, because that's what Spirit's doing. So just match the Farmer Spirit and then look for the fight. Look to utilize your heroes in that 15-minute engagement, because Spirit aren't really looking to break the map very quickly, aren't making them swiftly take every tier 1 tower. And now they're TPing into bot, they're mass TPing down here. No Sand King though, or a smoke, so this is just a very clunky 4-hero rotation from Blacklist, hoping to maybe catch Collapse. He's under his tier 1 tower, but quite a and now they're bringing Sand King as well. Okay,
all right,
slow and steady, boys.
Rotation down to the bottom side. The blink reveal. I mean, onto the Collapse Mars. It is going to slow down his own Blink Dagger, and they're just going to try and blow him up with every spell they've got. They will kill him off, but the arena comes down. 5 heroes now just have to sit here. Supernova's coming out, but a 3-man sleep. In comes Mirror, 2-man stun, 2-man Earthman to follow up as well, but the wall is down. The damage is there. Yutaro's dead. They get their turn kill. Spirit, there was no fight there, but I mean, they get baited by the 5-man arena. And it just does not go well for them.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh god, that fight! I was like, at any minute I was ready to scream for either team, but then it just kind of, slowly fizzled out.
Just dropped dead.
All right, thank you for the replay. Yeah, so they jump onto Collapse on a sliver of HP. He identifies the fact that he's about to die, uses Wand and Lotus, gets the arena off. Lal hits a 5-man coil with the egg, but he's able to instantly go for the egg hit due to the sleep. And here they just get baited up. SF uses a raise and a right click, doesn't instantly use the Requiem, which then means they're able to go onto him the entire time the Sandstorm's running, which is ticking through all of them. This is why you have the max point Sandstorm for the 12-minute massive fight, of course, though, man. That's, but okay.
Silly me, it works. It works in buckets.
But Spirit were like one spell away from crushing that
fight.
Yeah, that one's, again, massive props to Blacklist though. Like, it was, again, I'm so uncomfortable watching this because it took them like 20+ seconds to get 5 heroes to then make that move, and then Spirit again, sure, okay.
I feel like if they just didn't turn up to that and just kind of farm the map, then maybe would have been in a better position. I don't know. It's easy to say in retrospect. Natsumi! Oh, a little bit of miscommunication here between the two of them, but Arena is available. They're going to throw it down. Natsumi's going to be stuck, and Yutaro is going to be able to scoop up that kill onto the Wind Ranger. Okay, so even though the fight went very, very well for Blacklist, the team fight went great for them. They've now just fed away a 2 and a 1 kill. Sure, they're going to maybe get Miposhka in mid. Actually, I'm not even sure they will. Back themselves away. Miposhka's going to get out. And things just looking a little bit sticky for the side of Blacklist.
The winner, though, is, of course, the Darkseer. Right? Like, look how bad his lane was, and now he's 3rd in net worth. Like, he's got his mech, he's on the way to pipe. Like, yeah, Gabby just went from having nothing to, of course, participating in every move. And the speed in which Blacklist are playing now is what I wanted to see. If your Sand King's going for a Blink Dagger, do this. Play around him. Make him feel like he's the biggest hero on the map. And did a pretty good job at it. Missing the stun though.
Use that facet to get himself away. Now 2-man coil. Do you really want to go for this though, Lal? No, he does not. So they are bringing the heroes over. Plenty of spells still available for the side of Blacklist here, so you don't want to repeat of last time. They do see him though. They managed to catch eyes onto the Nyx assassin, and Mirror does get brought down. Walks under an observer and a sentry. He'll ping it out, but it's too little, too late. And they did get the middle tower in this as well. So small wins for Blacklist International. They're getting things back on track for them.
Yeah, and they identify that magic resistance is key. Pretty much every hero is looking for it, right? So Sankey's going for a Shroud. Spiritbreaker's rushing a BKB. Phoenix is rushing a Glimmer. Darks is rushing a Pipe. Winner is rushing a BKB. Like, every single hero on Blacklist is looking for their next item to be a deterrent.
God, that was close, lol.
Any follow-up?
Just play his way out of this one. The split-second jaunt to the illusory orb, dodging out the Earth Spike Burrow Strike there from Sand King, saving his life for sure. And another dodge. Uh-oh, Shackle does connect, but it's only level 1. He's able to get himself out, but now the charge comes through and they'll bring him down. Gabby gets a kill. Lal does fall. Without him, there's no chance of them fighting. Although, Abed, you gotta be careful, buddy. He just jumps onto Yatoro and gets himself blown up with the Requiem. The Supernova is there doing absolutely nothing. The charge comes in. Man to dodge out from Radon. And Mirror's there as well. Throws down the stun. They're gonna have to use the arena defensively to try and get themselves away. But Yatoro will survive. Ooh.
Posturing though in the bot side, they are going to be looking to probably take the tower as well. Shadow Fiend and Nyx don't have the resources to fight, but saying that, Mirror still in the area. Okay, he goes for deny. He would be a wild lad to try and do anything there. Charging onto Maboska mid lane. He doesn't have Nether Strike for 10 seconds. Good bash though. 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
or 17 out of 17. Yeah.
It's not going to stay on him.
Yeah.
What's the most cooked Spirit Breaker build you've seen so far?
Oh, you take the other facet, go 4-staff, and just force him into your base like behind tier 4.
Have you seen the full Hurricane Pike build on it as well?
Yeah. I off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly what it does, but you just push them really far back. I guess it's just the way with you cast it, right? Yeah.
Just an easy mode 4 stuff. Very funny.
I do love the, oh god, the Force one is so good.
Wasn't
it called like Imbalance or something? Yeah.
I'm yet to see an Earth Spirit or a Tusk with Ags combo up with it, but I'm waiting.
Yeah, we'll get there. It'll just take one team and then everyone else will jump on it.
So things slowing down a little bit now for Blacklist, just waiting for that wall, maybe waiting for the Greaves to come out on the Darkseer, though actually it does look like he's pivoting to a pipe just for now. Make sure they don't get blown up by the Shadow Fiend once again. Yatoro very, very scary with these Requiems.
They're onto Mirror. Oh, he cancelled.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Interesting that I'm seeing Yatoro use the Feast of Souls for farming. A lot of players tend not to. They like to keep the bonus souls up, but Yatoro, he doesn't care.
No, I think probably better to farm quick, become a absolute raid boss compared to them just holding it for that one moment. I gotta say, Blacklist, commendable pacing to the game. Again, that fight bottom still makes me so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But the way that they played after is what I wanted to see them do. It's just a lot of combinations to take over areas of the map, threaten the fight. They do have a couple options though. And then to this portion, they're smoked up and charging, but Spiritbreaker is miles ahead of his team, so he's gonna have to cancel that one.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
18 minutes in. It is a kill advantage of Blacklist, but not a net worth advantage. Very even game so far. You're gonna have to start looking at those objectives soon. Team Spirit, what is their timing they want before they really start playing this game? I think when we have this BKB from Natsumi, there's going to be a point where Blacklist can basically kill everyone. The arena counter is not going to be in play anymore. As they will move forward onto Maposhka, but the Nether Strike actually moves him out of the range of the power shot, and now in comes Yatoro from the side, going for the ulti here, but Abed's on top of him, closing down on the Shadow Fiend. Shackle not really landing though, and the Splitter not really doing a whole lot either, but Abed is just laying into Yatoro here with that without Sandstorm, but Tim's is dead, and Natsumi, what are you doing?
hide?
Running past Lal, running past everybody, trying to get the kill onto the Shadow Fiend, and they will be successful. Gabby and Natsumi going in deep and getting out with the goods. What a play out from Blacklist. So aggressive from them as they continue the pressure onto Lal, onto Mira, forcing them back and claiming this area off the map. And Gabby even digs up a bounty rune for Abed in the process as well, so have a bottle refill whilst you're at it.
I mean, Blacklist, they just need to keep going. Like Spirit, when the full 5 of Blacklist are in play, they just don't have the damage right now. Like, and if you look at Yotoru's quick buy, that is basically the time I see for Blacklist having fun in this game. When MKB is complete, Daedalus complete, BKB is complete, when Shadow Fiend has like these 3 big ticket items, then you know they're going to be disappearing from the map. And before then, it's like it's a lot of setup, right? The Mars is good setup, the ET is good setup. With all the magic resistance in play, you could argue that Nyx isn't as potent. So yeah, I think Blacklist, they need to identify how strong they are and maybe look towards Roshan soon. Natsumi has just picked up the BKB before the 20-minute mark. This is, if there ever was a game for Blacklist to win against Team Spirit, it would be this game. I feel like they've got all the cards to be able to do it.
Can they put it together though? And it's so scary playing against Spirit as well. How many games have we seen from these guys where they just come back into it, where they find those magical moments? Too many. You can never ever count Team Spirit out. You just got to block that from your mind. If you're Blacklist International in this game, you just got to, obviously you're trying not to think about that. Just got to play clinical, play smart, and play for objectives. And that's exactly what they're doing here. Into Roshan. Focus fire used. There will not be a response from Team Spirit here. They're starting to gather up in the bottom side, but it is way too little too late. Focus fire is out. Rosh will go down. And Blacklist will be taking Roshan. Maybe there's a universe where Spirit goes for the Tormentor here. Just make sure they get it before Blacklist goes for it. Yeah, this is very much them saying like, okay, they're going to come for our bottom tower. They're probably going to get it. We just take our Tormentor and make sure they can't get that as well. And that's, I think, the read here.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So Blacklist with the Aegis, going to go for this bottom tower. Seems like this is expected, as I said. As actually moving in the mid lanes, they're trying to find a kill onto Tims. Tims likely going to be losing his life here, but 2-man stun. Oh, never mind, just the one. They only catch out Mira as Lal is able to get himself away with the orb used to finish off Tims here. Mira will likely be losing his life. There is the Iron Shell ticking through and doing damage to the Nyx Assassin. Meanwhile, down on the bottom side, they're actually jumping onto Natsumi. Natsumi's BKB does get forced out here. Didn't want to die the once with the Aegis and respawn in awkward positions. So BKB forced. Natsumi's backed out. Does lose a good amount of health from that as well. So we'll be chilling out for the time being. Poking and prodding across the map.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has
Abed looking for the Sheev as his next item. Hero looking so scary in this match as they move forward here. They find the win. No BKB available. They already forced it. They're going to get the one kill. Do they go for the second? Requiem is available, but the team's coming through. Blacklist looking to respond. They get the jump down onto Yutoro, but Yutoro's going to be able to back himself away, and it's actually Wind Ranger who's taking a ton of damage here. Abed jumping in deep here, trying to find the target. They will not go for the Sandstorm, but they do get a bunch of damage out onto the Sand King. Now comes a coil. There is a Sun Ray out, but that's going to get cancelled out by Mira, and they get the kill onto Abed. Do they look for more here on Team Spirit, or do they back themselves away? Januel's going to be the next target. They'll re-engage on the side of Spirit. Don't want to walk through that wall, though. Got to take the long way around. That should diffuse the situation, but they will be happy. They take an Aegis. They take a kill into the Sand King. This game falls back into a neutral position.
Yeah, and that's what Spirit is just so good at, right? Like taking the fight, you know, whittling down the resources, of a team that is looking so strong in their timings. And yeah, they, like you said, they take the Aegis, they deal with the Sand King quite nicely, and then at that point, Blacklist, they have to walk away. Of course, a lot of Blacklist team fight is in the moment, right? It's like, do you have the focus fire on the hero? Have you hit the wall? Is the egg contained in a way that when it pops, it hurts your opponent? And if Blacklist don't layer these spells correctly, then Spirit will be able to kind of get in and out of the fight. The Mantas from the Shadow Fiend, the Hurricane Pikes to disengage, Puck in all his toolkit, the Yules on Mars. So yeah, Spirit, you know, showcasing such a strong team understanding of what they really wanted from that fight. It was to poke as much as possible, but not to trade away any key lives. And in Blacklist, they have to be careful. Another fight like that to Spirit, and we're already then entertaining the items that we've said Spirit need to become confident once again in this game. And it is this Shadow Fiend. He is two components away from the BKB, and then after that it's only damage. Probably MKB straight away, Daedalus, Satanic, and yeah, how will he die? The thing here for Blacklist is they just took that fight, you know, with the Aegis. Is there next time to wait? I guess there is no wait. They are just smoked up again. I feel like other teams in this position, you lose a fight like that, you understand how you lost the fight, you reset, you instantly go again.
Oh, jump in the middle lane, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Collapse gets brought down. Nice kill there from the side of Blacklist. I'm not sure, how did that charge even connect? You just find them on a wave?
So when you see a hero and you press charge, and if you don't cancel it, then you connect the charge, Nomad. Yes, yes.
Wow, what a strong ability. Fire,
one guy in chat's like, oh my god, this guy.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
well.
Oof.
Oh, I see.
Your charge
Maybe
can
you
also
don't
get
want to use it
cancelled, by
every
the way.
time it's off cooldown, but...
Correct, yeah.
Moshko is going to die in the middle lane in response, so...
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Be a little bit careful there, Tims, but, you know, still making the trade, I guess.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Blacklist... I don't know. Is the tempo too slow? You know, we keep going back to the fact that Yatoro is just farming. Like he hasn't been slowed down much this game. He is going to hit this BKB timing in the next few minutes. Do we want to see another play from Blacklist before that point?
I'd argue at this stage of the game, it's okay to be relatively slow in your play from Blacklist, but the issue is it's your own execution which stops you from winning the fight, right? Like they won the fight. They then took the fight we just saw, you know, minutes ago, which they lost themselves, right? The winner was in the early to the engagement. They weren't really ready. Then it's kind of like a scramble. So Blacklist are now kind of second guessing themselves a little bit. But I would argue that if they want to fight, it just needs to be on their terms, like their smoke into their move. And right now, what they're kind of having to understand is, if we are to smoke and fight, what's the net positive after? Is taking a tier 2 a big win? It's kind of awkward. Roshan's dead right now, so they're kind of just hesitant because they don't see the post-fight objective, hence why they're not just rushing to constantly engage. You know, other teams though, they would just keep going, keep fighting. I'm thinking maybe like a Gaming or an OG right now, they would be right up in Spirit's face. They would be looking to dive past towers, to try and whittle down every tower, to do as much as they can. So I think Blacklist might now be in the territory of thinking too much, but again, I think their next fight will be the big tell, because if they can execute on it, then this patience allowed them to set this up. But again, yeah, other teams in this tournament would not be giving Spirit this much room.
No, that's what I'm feeling as well, but we'll see if Blacklist's more clinical approach does play off for them. They are getting this middle tier 2 tower, slowly but surely. Although, fortification comes out on 4 HP.
Clutch.
Who's going to be the one? It's going to be Tims going in. Takes the tower. He's willing to be the sacrificial goat, or I guess cow in this situation.
He's just a cow, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to scrub up into a Spirit Breaker lore here.
I really do.
He's from
Tier 2
space.
tower on the top side, though, is starting to fall. Blacklist starting to hit their pacing a little bit faster. After this falls, there will only be one tier 2 tower remaining for the side of Team Spirit. Roshan respawning relatively soon as well, so plenty of objectives now up to play for both teams. Team Spirit, is this the point where we get to see the first real move, proactive move being made by them? We shall see.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Been a pretty poor next game, all things considered. It was picked pretty early as a response to a lot of the AoE damage. Mira, though, he's just not really been able to get on the map and get a whole lot done. Haven't seen much Nyx Assassin gameplay, to be honest with you, but
yeah, again,
definitely one of those games where you could also just get baited into like feeding a bunch of kills to, you know, a Spirit Breaker sanking lineup. So
yeah, exactly, you got to be very careful with Nyx.
Middle lane. Top. Yeah, both teams gathering here. Who makes the first move? Abed has no BKB, could be a slightly tempting target. Will they have enough damage to blow him up before the response comes through for Blacklist, though? I doubt it. Maybe Tim's. The vision here. It's actually going to get removed by Yatoro.
But cancel Lincoln's now as well. He might be using himself or an ally, which could be the X factor in the upcoming fight. Blacklist, they just don't want to go up the high ground.
From Spirit, my goodness.
I mean, they're strong now. They've got BKBs.
And here we go. We're going to move on to Tim's. Tim's going to be the first target, but BKB out from the Spirit Breaker. That wasn't expected. Now, he's going to be able to turn around, get off that ultimate, and try to lock down Mira. Got to be careful, though. You can't stay close.
What a back wall!
Nice back wall onto 4-wave that comes from Gabby. The follow-up, it's not quite there yet, though. They haven't brought down a target. They find Lal on the sidelines. Lal with the spot. Oh, it's not enough. The arena is being used defensively here to try and get Lal out of here. Lal on the run. Orb away. Jump into the side as Hitoro casually takes a tower on the retreat. Natsumi looking for a target. Team Spirit, though, they're scattering to the wind and just trying to retreat, and it looks like it may well just be a successful one. Tim's finds a charge target, but this is deep. This is really, really deep. And Collapse, well, he's going to look for him. Yules is out, going to counteract the bulldoze here and get them the kill onto Tim's. A little too desperate from him, and Blacklist will be the ones to take a casualty in this engagement.
I didn't catch it, but where was Abed in that fight? They hit a 4-man back wall. The Sanking, I clicked on him as the Epi was just started running and his blink was available. So again, maybe it got clipped by some spell and then he channeled Epi, but either way, like to hit a vac wall like that with no follow-up. Sure, Spirit Breaker was out of the picture due to having to charge disengage to start, but I wish I knew what happened to Abed. He was just non-existent in that fight. And
let's see if we can see the replay here. Critically here is the pipe down. The pipe is pretty important to make sure the blink doesn't get cancelled. No, pipe's not
maybe
down,
yeah, I think he got hit by the Spirit. I think he got hit by the ET Spirit. Yeah. Maybe. Either way.
Around the back. Oh my god. All right, that's actually insanely good from Aposhka then. Like, honestly. Saving the team fight with that small little play.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Because yeah, that was one Burrow Strike Epi away from Spirit going absolute despair mode into Blacklist getting another Roshan. So very clutch stuff from Spirit.
Lal does see Tim's here playing using the smoke. He's in very deep though. Smoke now gets revealed, tries to find a play, doesn't back himself away. Charge is going to be there though. On to Yatoro. Big target, focus fire down, everything's being used. Oh, they're just melting. Yatoro is gone. Collapse as well, cannot survive. Lal moving away through the sidelines here, does get himself to safety. Sure as well, also playing around Mira. A little bit too close for comfort there, but he's got himself a blink deck, I said, can get away. Maposhka, meanwhile, may not be so lucky. Stomp never going to come out in time here against Tim's. Tim's trying to find a bash, doesn't have another strike available anymore, but Natsu just going to take him down the old-fashioned way with a bunch of clicks. Focus Fire going to be able to in 5 seconds, but are they going a little bit too deep for this one? I'm not sure. Mira comes in with the stun. Gabby to follow up as well. Vacuum is available, used now. The stun's going to slow them down with a nice little stomp there as the 2 plays from Mira and Maposhka gets them both to safety and waste a decent amount of time from Blacklist, but still, they're going to be getting this tower. Although fortification comes down, they've got another wave coming here soon. And Roshan is also up for grabs as well. So plenty of options here for Blacklist. Which do they want to choose?
They caught Spirit off guard again. We're going to see the replay here, but you know, it's kind of weird positioning, just a spit from Spirit, right? Holding this low ground area away from kind of where Roshan normally is contested, and you charge onto Shadowfiend with any follow-up damage. Like, winning against Shadowfiend is really good combination. Like, we know why this is a good quarter-core matchup, and you can see Collapse. He understands the same situations. Like, why are we fighting here? Like, what is this?
Whoa, Mira jumping into the pit. What is this? They're jumping.
Okay, but we're going to get to the...
Mira's going to die for it. They try to steal the Aegis. Won't be able to do so, though.
They're still coming.
Natsumi gets the Aegis, but they're leaving. They need to leave. Tim's just trying to make some space, but they found Januel on the side. Another target going to get brought down. Natsumi! Natsumi! TP cancelled! Oh, dear! Aegis is going to be gone here. Yatoro is going to try and time the Requiem. He certainly is. Well, BKB does come down, but I reckon Natsumi's just gone here. He's going to try and get the kill onto Radan before he dies. In comes the arena, and down goes Natsumi. Huge kill for Team Spirit. Aegis completely taken out of the hands. 3 big kills for the side of Spirit. Oh my, I'm getting whiplash here, T. It's going one way, then it's going the other. The moment I think Blacklist have themselves a win, Spirit comes back, then Blacklist find the fight. This is a crazy, crazy game.
It feels like Spirit, they're not firing on all cylinders in regards to kind of like the team play, but individually they're making, you know, big enough plays to keep themselves in it. And of course with Poshka, I think he is, you know, vying for an MVP so far in his ET. His sleeps, his you know, blink cancels, even getting the winner on the Aegis there. Like, if he doesn't cancel the winner on a TP and she gets out, it's a reset from Blacklist and a go again. Like, we can see the difficulties for Spirit. If Shadow Fiend is jumped by winner on a Spirit Breaker, he can't really play the game as of yet. Like, it's like an item or two away. And don't forget, like, what is it, 20 minutes ago I was saying, okay, the Shadow Fiend needs like 4 items to feel really, really good in this game. He's about to get to his like 3rd item. So it's like we're nearing that point, but still he is so susceptible to just instantly dying. It is, yeah, it is rough like that. But Blacklist, it's, stop giving us whiplash, man. It's like you get an Aegis and then you lose the Aegis and you win a fight and then you get picked off. It's, and that is the reason why Blacklist are like at the bottom half of the group. Unfortunately, it's quite turbulent.
All in a day's work for SCA fans, though. You know, they're well used to this. Typical Blacklist performance coming out here. Now, they have had some clean wins for sure, but this, if it is going to be a win, is not one of them. But I have no idea which way this game is going to go. There is just the eternal issue, it feels like, where Natsumi can just kill Yatoro if Yatoro is found early. Charge plus focus fire and Yatoro is dead. I don't think Satanic's going to change that. I could be wrong. And yeah, you even see he changes for the Lincolns. Same read from Yatoro. We're the same.
Nice try.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Phoenix is about to complete a Hex. Pretty big pickup. If January can get the Hex for the next fight, he is only 150 gold away. That is going to be very, very potent. Like Phoenix with the Hex in, with the Dark Seer, Blink, Axe, Punch. Like, you have all the tools available to combo a hero down now. And it is what's going to make the Lincolns even better if Shadow Fiend can get it.
Daedalus completed on the Wind Ranger, by the way, so
it's a lot of damage.
Aghanim's Daedalus, yeah. You just need to make absolutely sure you've got enough damage to kill off your Toro if you do get the close on him. Your job as its Wind Ranger. The anti-carry. So he does step up to just take one click at this tower and then runs away. Up with a shield rune as well. Blacklist will back themselves away. Again, not huge objectives on the map for either team to play for at the moment. With the Aegis destroyed, they're only really looking for good opportunities here from either team. Running 5-on-5 feels unlikely to me, but we'll see.
No, they're posturing. They're going to probably wait for Bolt Wave to hit into the tier 3s, and Spirit will use that information to understand what's happening. And also, Nomad, quick update. Don't forget how I said I wanted this series to be the longest of all 4, so we understood what happened. It's exactly what's happened. All other 3 series have concluded their first game already. And we are the series that is the longest.
It's top 4 versus bottom 4 across the board. So
I didn't want to spoil it. I'm just going to say it's series. Okay. Yeah, no spoilers, no spoilers.
If they don't have 4 monitors, then are you really a Dota fan? Split screen is acceptable as we jump forward here onto Tim's. A little bit of poking, a little bit of shoving, seeing what they can get. Again, I'm not expecting any team to hard engage on the other unless they find a really, really good moment. But, you know, it's such a game of vision. It's such a game of pickoffs. And don't forget, BKB is on the Spirit Breaker as well. So Tim's definitely not the easiest target to bring down. Yeah, you were talking about how good Poshka has been doing this game, and 100% agree. Like, if Team Spirit are able to get this win, then he's my MVP. But I think over on the other side, it's also a support. Tim's has been incredible. Despite some, you know, ambitious jumps as Mira, he's just going to walk into everybody here and lose his life for it. Utilizing the scuttle on Vendetta to get himself a bit of information. But the information is that there's 5 heroes TPing on my head and I am dead.
It's a cool idea to try and wrap around to understand the situation, but also, yeah, team was ready, you're dead.
Just because you have an obstructive movement doesn't necessarily mean you should use it. Either way.
Oh, are they going to find...
Blacklist.
They're hunting that. They want to find Shadow Fiend. They're going to see him.
They do it though. Lincoln's not available for the SF. SF going to use the Manta here, and now it comes down. Focus fire being used. Abed cooks up the epicenter. They'll take him down. Yatoro sniped out by the 1 and 2 of Blacklist. What a find from them. 80 seconds in the grave for the Shadow Fiend. What do you do with this? No Roshan available, but high ground could be a real possibility here for Blacklist. Now, importantly, BKB was used from Natsumi, so doesn't have that available, but Aghanim's Wind Run very much available. Is it the high ground attempt? Looks like it might be.
They're going to try and poke a little bit here.
Yeah, they throw down the banner, but Collapse immediately jumping onto this one. They want to utilize the fact there's no BKB available. The spear, it actually gets cancelled out, I think, by the Waning Rift. Natsumi, though, still going to die in this regardless. Without a BKB, he is too vulnerable. But they're trying to fight. Nice vacuum, nice wall, catches out 2. And Collapse is going to go down for this, as is Mira. And the Creeps, they live through it all. Thanks to that banner, the banner still alive through all of it. And they can continue this push here, but the Fortified comes down. The Creep gets aggroed by Lul. Staying alive and just trying to defuse this push. And again, the right click damage is not well. Maboshka jumping in on this one with the front lines, utilizing that Aghanim Scepter of his. Lal still trying to mess with them as best he can. They don't have the damage to get through this tower. Without their Wind Ranger, their push is completely abysmal on Blacklist.
But they're still sticking around.
Yeah, they're not leaving, are they? Siege Creep is here. Is that what they need? I don't know, but look who's back. Yatoro. He's in, and immediately they go again. The commitment, it's huge. Can they get him in time? The lockdown, he can't get off the BKB. They don't need a Wind Ranger. They don't need a focus fire. The spell combination from Blacklist is crispy. And they take down Yatoro again, immediately back, immediately dead. They do get Abed in response at the very least. And Blacklist will finally back themselves away, but my goodness.
I have no idea what we just witnessed, right? Like, Collapse jumps in onto the Windrunner, you know, no BKB available, so they're able to get a kill. But then for Spirit, like, Shadow Fiend obviously doesn't have buyback because they clicked on him and they could see the ultimate orb. But then to respawn, TP in, and not respect the Spirit Breaker again to get comboed down and die, it was, yeah, very, very interesting decision making coming out from Spirit. And you know, Blacklist, they need to make sure they don't get a little bit too carried away here, right? When you kill Shadow Fiend that easily 2 times in a row, you can sometimes forget about your positioning on the map. You know, you're talking about, oh, we need to do this to win the game, and that's when the Nyx Assassin might catch you off guard. And Spirit, they're still smoked up. They're still trying to make moves while Shadow Fiend's dead. But they have a gem. So they, quick charge.
Yeah, he's got the Escatic Cap, so it's going to be okay for the time being. They actually find Januel in the backlines. Big target. They'll go in onto Collapse here, but Gabby and Tims are just going to have to sit inside this arena. No BKB available for Tims. He's going to fall. Gabby going to have to pop his, but Maposhka's here with the right clicks. Brings down Gabby. Natsumi, meanwhile, does finish the kill on Tamira. Buyback's coming out from Blacklist as well. They'll have Abed back in 4 seconds as well as he respawns into the game. They are going to have 4 heroes strong inside of Blacklist, but crucially, no Gabby, no vacuums, no combos coming out for them, and they have been so crucial for Blacklist to get on the board as Tim just getting smacked in the back of the head by Maposhka. Unafraid to jump in with his Aghanim Scepter. Of course, if he does get focus fired, then that's just going to open up the fight for his teammates. Team Spirit looking for Roshan now, getting themselves back. It's a 4 versus 4, but 3 is dead versus a 4. And this 3 is
what I mean, though, right?
For them.
Like Blacklist, they got this double SF kill, and then they relax to their side of the map, not expecting Spirit to make a move. And you know, as 4, they leave the map, they kill double support, force double buyback, kill the Dark Souls roll, get Roshan for themselves. Like, in what world does the team that loses their carry back to back with minimal, you know, time between it suddenly also get the Aegis as well? Like, that is, you know, a little bit of a lapse of judgment from Blacklist, and it's why this game feels so uncomfortable. I think if Spirit was maybe up against a slightly more disciplined team, some of the errors that they've made in this game would have been punished. But again, not to be the case. Spirit now 4k lead, doesn't really mean much. Has the Aegis for 4.5 minutes. There's still a tier 2 top and mid, so Spirit can't simply win one fight, get mega creeps. They do need to still break down the map, potentially, eating through this Aegis time.
And crucially, not just Aegis, but Refresher Shard out for Collapse as well. We know how strong Refresher Orbs are on Mars's. This one is also completely...
And 3 Lincolns as well. You got SF, Puck, and Mars all have a Lincoln Sphere. Of course, SF completed his just recently. And Elder Titans got about 4,000 gold. So maybe, if they want, they could go for 4 Lincolns. We'll see if we get there. We're reminiscent of TI strategies here. Just buying the Lincolns.
What a game this has been. Back and forth, back and forth. I mean, if you want to laugh, look at this net worth chart. That's quite something.
This is a game of Dota.
This is the largest net worth advantage which they've had on Team Spirit. What can they do with it? They'll move forward here onto the two of them, jumping forward onto Gabby. Gabby forced to turn around and go aggressive. They'll blow up Makoshka, but Gabby will die in response. And buyback from Makoshka straight away as they'll find Tim's on the sidelines as well. Mira finally being able to execute some heroes with these Vendettas, with these Blink Daggers, with these Dagons. There's 2 dead and a buyback out from Team Spirit, showing you the kind of pacing they want to play right now. And there's no buybacks available, by the way. 90 seconds on the Spirit Breaker, 60 seconds on the Darkseer. Gabby going to be dead for a while, and he has been the crucial team fight maker for this team.
He bought a shard, that's why. Like, he's still missing about 200 gold after, but you know, one bounty rune and not buying his shard, he would have buyback.
That's tough. Things looking awkward here as a high ground attempt from Team Spirit. Coming through. Water fight is available. I want to use it before these melee barracks go down, right? Right? Huh?
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
Back into the bottom.
Moving to the bottom side. And fortification finally going to come down here. I'm not crazy, right? They could have had 2, no?
First meteor after the game, yeah, does reset.
Yeah, alright. Opting against that as they will lose 2 barracks here. Not sure it would have made a whole world of difference, but 4 seconds left on the Darkseer. I feel like maybe it would, but nevertheless, 2 lanes of barracks going for Team Spirit, putting themselves in a huge winning position now. That's how you use an Aegis. Feels like Blacklist are going to have to play their way back into this some way, somehow. Let's not forget, they have a huge amount of team fight on their team. In a 5-on-5 engagement, it's always going to be very, very close, even with a 9k gold advantage. Once his Aegis disappears, see it going either way. Team Spirit. Collapse even finishes off his Wind Waker now as well, so he's got some save available. Whoever gets jumped. Lincoln's galore, also giving them issues.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm not sure how Blacklist
ET is going 1. Nice.
It's a TI meta. Just stack Lincolns. What can go wrong?
I just want to see all of them on one hero, though. Like, come on.
Also keeping buybacks up here. Making sure we can see exactly who's got it on both teams. Both carries and both mids have buybacks available. And then from then on, it is just Mira on the Nyx Assassin, who also has a Lincoln's queued up, by the way, so it's the position we're in right now. Tormentor gets taken. I think that will be the last thing which Team Spirit are going to do with his Aegis. Blacklist unable to approach them. Hello.
2 minutes 13 slower than the average of 1 match.
What a god. Lal goes onto the high ground here. Gonna get caught out. Supernova coming down as well. Can they get the puck? He gets
nice
off
arena.
The phase shift. Is it gonna matter? It is. He gets away, and Januel's the one who dies inside the Supernova instead. Abed having to back himself away as Lal gets out on a sliver of HP. It was too tempting to jump that puck, and it was not worthwhile in the end.
I mean, they nearly got a kill, but
Phoenix, no Supernova. Team Spirit, are they going to take advantage of this? Tim's just trying to get waves out here, but what can he really do?
Ooh.
See Mira. Ooh, they're not actually jumping. They don't have the vision. Or did they? No.
The gem is dropped. Okay, they have 2 gems. They will be able to deward the wards very soon. Again, the individual just skill of Spirit shining in this game. And Maposhka clutching up the Roshan fight with the winner on the TP Council, then Collapse hitting the the insane arena as Winner was layering into the puck that was controlled up. Like, he ate through what, 5-6 shots that the puck easily would have died to. So if that doesn't come into play again, Blacklist would have been able to maybe do something. But in this position, it just feels inevitable that Spirit will be able to close out the mega creep, especially with how many Lincolns they're spamming. Look at them.
They know there's no buyback available. They just wanted to wait, and now they jump in. Coil not used just yet. They're gonna have to go deep here if they want to stop this happening. So they'll move forward onto Yatori. Yatori being chased out of the fight. As it's just looking like Team Spirit are going to back themselves away. Asumi does commit here onto Collapse. For Collapse, he's got himself the Aesthetics cap to try and keep himself alive. Wind Waker's still available for him and a BKB. So chance of him going down very, very slim as Arbed on the high ground, also holding his own BKB, holding their nerve right now. Both teams very, very carefully trying to play around this one. Natsumi with his own Wind Waker backing himself away. Lal taking shots over at Tim's. As here we go. BKB. There's an arena forcing out the BKB from Arbed. Arbed's got to be a little bit careful here. He gets right-clicked down. It's still a possibility. He's trying to hold his ground on this high ground, though. Doesn't want to back himself away. Doesn't want to give any ground up to Team Spirit, especially with the Phoenix respawning. And that is something which Team Spirit are going to respect. And they back themselves away. No casualties here. A lot of spells used, a few ultis thrown down, but nobody goes down. And a barrack, crucially, still remaining for the side of Blacklist International. One barrack and a dream is all they've got left.
They're kind of clinging on. They're throwing everything they can just to scare away Spirit. And when the arenas are used, when the BKBs are popped, Spirit still respect Blacklist enough to disengage from the area. But Blacklist, they have to be ready. They are minutes away from another attempt from Spirit to try and get the mega creeps. Roshan technically could spawn in 10 seconds if it's a really, really quick one. We will see.
They need to get this lane pushed out, though. Arbed does exactly that. Top's shoving in, though. If you go for a fight here, someone could just come and rat for the mega creeps. Lal and just easily dodge out a shackle shot from Natsumi.
Yeah. Relatively long respawn, 2 minutes now.
Tim's will be the one to back himself away. Ready to come back in, and as you say, Roshan not going to be up for a little while still, but Team Spirit will not be leaving this area. Again, it's 5 barracks versus 0, so these lanes are going to be coming in thick and fast. Tim's going to be doing his best to deal with them. Feeling pretty, not useless in these fights, but when it comes to starting the fights, you're not going to see any charges to engage anymore. All these Lincolns, just way too much. Can be a nice global Lincolns popper at least, so it can still contribute in that way.
Radiant are scanning.
Natsumi moving forward, looking for some form of entry here. Focus, power shot. Triggers the Aesthetics cap. Collapse still has this refresher shard from long ago, but look at the base right now. The creeps are flooding in. Blacklist, you have an infestation. You need to get an exterminator back. And Lal's immediately just jumping forwards, taking pokes here. Seeing if there's any opportunity for a coil. They will have to send Spirit Breaker back. I mean, thank God they do have this global presence of the Spirit Breaker to do this sort of thing, but all the while, Roche is just slowly respawning. Blacklist may just get themselves back even further here. Trying to bait Team Spirit under their own vision, but Lal just happy to get on the high ground, get these D-wards coming in. Forcing back Blacklist once again. Team Spirit just slow playing this Roche fight absolutely beautifully and securing a free Roshan for themselves in the end. It's just too difficult. Lal is just too strong. The fact that he can just go up onto his high ground, get these D-wards coming, like, super obnoxious.
It's the Lincolns, right? Like, how do you stop him? You can't charge. You then need to layer a charge and a hex at the same time. and be in a position where they combo to then follow up, whilst also at any minute getting an ET turnaround, Nyx and Vendettaing into or an arena to protect that person you're comboing. Like, it is not an easy engagement to go for. Like, Blacklist, they had everything in their hands at like the 25-30 minute mark, and it just all slowly came crumbling down, fight after fight, just unable to put the pieces together. And yeah, Spirit, this should be at least the Mega Creeps Aegis. Ending, sure, if they win the fight, but this should be the push out top, walk down top, get the final melee barracks, and then from there, see what you want to take with the game. But 18,000 gold lead, as we are getting close to 60 minutes. We are getting close.
Leaning on it. I'm not sure we're going to see it, though. Team Spirit probably looking to put an end to things before then. They've only got one more barrack to take. They could go for Megas and just starve out Blacklist on the map, or maybe they just starve them regardless. I don't know. We'll find out. Again, like at this point, we're looking at a Shadow Fiend with Age of the Immortal and a Butterfly, which they just don't have an answer for. Natsumi went for these ultra defensive items, ate his Ags, got himself a Wind Waker, gem up as well, but crucially, no MKB for this win, so...
Of course, we are seeing some level 25s. ET as the minus 60 second on Earth Splitter. Very, very important. It's now it's uncomfortably low cooldown. You know, you could actually just use 2 in a fight. If the fight lasts long enough, you can pretty much use 2. But we will see. Against Spirit, they are playing so not slowly, but so like calmly. It's like, okay, they've clearly got an idea on how to win the game, right? Like about 15 minutes ago, someone said buy Lincolns. They've all now farmed 5 Lincolns. Now someone's saying, hey, we just need to do this to win the game. So they're kind of doing all the motions, right? Pushing out the waves. They're doing the classic smoke away from the objective you want in the hope to find someone, which they are not actually going to find. Placing all on high ground, but
all right, they'll
Blacklist are aware. Collapse did nearly find Spirit Breaker. It was like a TP out, you know, bottom of the tree, top of the tree situation. Collapse still hunting for him actually, but nothing to find.
The technical collapse is really on the case here, isn't he? He's like checking every tree line. Natsumi goes in, gets down the wards, and looking at the buyback status now, it is only Natsumi without buyback. Not too sure what he chose to buy, which means that he doesn't have buyback. Looks like it was an earlier purchase, which is still haunting him. But here we go. Gabby jumping in. Nice catch onto 3. But where is the follow-up? I mean, Yatoro getting so low straight off the bat. Maposhka having to back himself away as well. Lal going to throw down the coil with that Aghanim's. It does a decent amount of damage, but not enough to really threaten here as Januel comes out of his egg and will get blown up. Here comes a Requiem from the backlines. Look at just get a bit of damage off. You got to keep your distance from Yatoro here. His clicks are no joke, but they take down his Aegis. But BKB's now low for the side of Blacklist. Cooldowns are on as well for them. But without an Aegis, the Team Spirit really want to go for this high ground push. It seems like the answer may be no.
It's a massive defense from Blacklist. Like, for the position to be in,
huge.
To catch Spirit again slightly off guard. They weren't really ready for the instant backball and forcing them to go on the retreat the entire time. But Shadow Fiend still has BKB. He might be willing to step up this high ground, to wail into the melee barracks and go for it. But this takes a bit of confidence to even try that one.
Honestly, believe that it's the SF Illusion which is doing all the damage here. Like I'm not too sure what was taking down Yatoro in that fight. Just crazy AoE damage coming out from everybody. It seems to just be enough. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. There it is. A lot of damage. Even those games lasted an hour. I will be honest, it's probably one of the more uncomfortable games I've had to cast. And I don't know why. It's really hard to put a finger on it, but there's just something about it which is...
I mean, I don't think... I've never felt that either team is like guaranteed to win the next fight. I've never been to the point where like, right, I know what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes.
Sure.
I haven't known what's going to be happening in the next minute, to be honest with you. This game is so crazy. And I feel like the players are feeling that as well. It's gone from constant fighting to just the most cautious Dota. Whoever's ahead is just really taking it step by step. But yeah, Team Spirit with a pretty, I mean, feels like an insurmountable lead at this point. But we did just see how they can defend on the side of Blacklist.
You have done a great service.
Now they're probably going to wait for another Roshan.
Yeah.
Get tier 5 neutral items, get that next Aegis.
Oh, big jump in here from from both Mira and Lal. Trying to start something.
Scurrying away here.
Force something, yeah. Not really doing a whole lot. I mean, it's a puck, right? He always wants to try and jump in, land a coil, force some reactions. Not going to fight.
Force his team's farming his own side of the map.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like how Collapse has also still been holding onto this refresher shard for quite some time. Now, tier 5s. What are we going to be cooking up? Will Team Spirit even wait for them? They kind of posturing as well, mid just a little bit.
A little bit. Again, there's been so much of this poking this game. Both teams just trying to force a mistake out of the other, but such discipline from both sides, meaning that that's not really successful for the most part. Puck trading off buyback for a nullifier, and Rapier queued up from Lal as well.
These are
Late game,
big items they're just pulling out.
It was ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah. The Pusher now has an MKB, the nullifier you just mentioned, Hex on the Mars, a Mirror Shield as well for Shadow Fiend, even more forms of pop.
Okay,
got 5
there is
Lincolns
one
and a Mirror
really key
Shield.
thing which I need to mention about the Mirror Shield, which may come into play. If you reflect Bow Strike, then I believe you do go to where the Sand King was. You will kind of nether swap with them in a way. Is that correct?
Again, my tier 5 Mirror Shield knowledge on the top of my... I could see it working though. I could easily see that be a thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it goes down. Tim's getting caught out, trying to get a bit of farming going on, and is going to be losing his life here. So it's going to be a Spirit Breaker dead. Buyback, of course, available for him. And Stygian Desolator picked up by Natsumi. But desperately needing this MKB. But they find Collapse here. They're going to try and go for this one. The Lincoln gets popped, and look at the damage coming out from Natsumi. My God. Mars turned into paper mache and then thrown in a puddle by Blacklist International. So they lose their Spirit Breaker, but they quickly get a return kill. We're going to get to see a Giant's Ring coming out for the Spirit Breaker as well. Meanwhile, Stygian Desolator on the puck.
Yeah.
Huge items across the board.
Oh, look how quick the Nix is! Let's go, baby!
What am I watching? Holy! That was a fast little crab.
Again!
30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds.
Oh my fucking God.
Whoa. Jump in. 2-man Spike Carapace here. Gonna trade his life for it. Okay. Oh, they were going for the kill onto the Sand King at the same time. I see.
It doesn't matter. We're distracted.
Yeah. 90 seconds. Oh, it was a DD Puck. Okay, DD Puck just jumps in, coils the Sand King, almost kills him. That's fun.
I would love to be able to say in the post game, and Spirit lost this game due to Mira picking up the Force Boots, going zoomies in the enemy base and distracting his team into feeding 3 kills.
Yeah. Just got too excited. I mean, there's now 3 heroes dead on the side of Team Spirit.
Yeah,
these tier 5 neutral items have, well, they've changed the game in some way. I don't know what way, but...
Again, just to summarize, so Giant's Ring on Spirit Breaker, Stygian on Windrunner, and then Book of Shadows and Sand King. Of course, Book of Shadows, silence, mutes, and disarms the person you click it on, so you can technically kind of like mini doom up an enemy to some degree, just preventing them from doing anything. And what else do they go for now? The Darkset and Phoenix are still pondering on what to go for. And we have double Force Boots for the Nyx and the Mars. A Pirate's Hat for the Elder Titan. Of course, attack speed is very key for him. And Book of Shadows for the Phoenix as well. Okay.
Yeah.
The 2 Book of Shadows. Yeah.
Arved's actually been, used the Book of Shadows a couple of times. I don't know if he's trying to test it out or whatever, but he's not used to grabbing this one. I'm not sure.
3 Book of Shadows. Okay.
Yeah, they were just spamming them on themselves. Maybe it's just the play. It's got such a short cooldown. I mean, Book of Shadows is insane. Like, it's ridiculously good.
You can help keep Egg alive now, right? You just Book of Shadow someone up, put that disarm on them, prevents them from being able to kill the egg.
Assume able to easily. I
am only looking at Nyx Assassin. Can you make sure we've double clicked on him, please, so that he is always centered to. I think that's what we've done. Perfect. Yep. Nice. All right, Mira. Give us it. Come on, please.
He's going to go on a bit of a dewarding mission first. You got to get your jobs out the way. Your chores need to be sorted before you can go and have fun. You see the AoE Mind Flare just clearing creep waves, allowing Nyx Assassin to.
Oh, come on.
Just a quick surge in, and well, it might result on a kill onto Tim's here. They've used the arena. They've got a lot of damage. Hex to follow up as well. Natsumi from the sidelines sees a refresher. Still going to go for this one. Shackle going to get blinked away by Collapse, so nice reactions. Despite an Invis Wind, not quick enough to catch out Collapse. A nice little kill there. Onto the Spirit Breaker. Costs them a refresher shard. But, you know, that thing had some serious dust on it. I'm surprised it still worked, to be honest.
I'll be honest, I'm a little bit lightheaded from all this excitement from the Nyx Assassin move speed, so... Give me a minute as they are waiting for the old nighttime. We go for another
You can tell he's
Roshan.
enjoying it, though. He's going for the Octarine to be able to get a few more of these out.
Yeah. I'm seeing it, I'm seeing it. Roshan comes top.
Do we have red here? No, we don't. What? What am I looking at? This is so silly, dude. This is ridiculous.
I mean, this is... The thing is, though, this is, weirdly enough, incredibly balanced. Because it's so useless.
He's got a gem. He's just checked like 5 ward spots at once.
I take it back. It's really good. I forgot he had a gem. All right, I take it back. It's really, really good.
It's insane value. He's just cleared like an entire portion of the map. He did a little circuit. He did a little run. And Sumi, I'm going to use the wind run here, otherwise you're going to die to that. Okay, just backs himself away. Yeah, Tormentor's the bane of every pro player, no matter if it's 20 minutes or 65. We didn't want to use a wind run and risk getting caught out there, I guess. MKB is up for the Wind Ranger, though, so if Shadow Fiend and Wind Run just start fighting away at each other, one of them's going to die very, very quickly.
Okay, no, I take it completely back. Yeah, this is actually insanely good. Because he has the gem. Pre-gem, I was giggling at it just being
like,
funny.
He's just
but
up
now
the
it's
high
like, yeah,
well.
he's cooking. Yeah, he's cooking.
15 seconds off. I don't even see the number, like 1,000 move speed. Absolutely insane. What a cooked game this is. All right, let's focus in.
Another attempt, yeah.
Team
Can they
Spirit
break the high
looking to
ground?
put the final dagger into them now, and they're going to try and do it via the puck. Jumping up the high ground, poking a little bit.
Maybe just stack Lincolns on the puck and let them do it solo. Yep, there's one Lincolns.
There you go. All right. How do you stop this?
There you go. Stack another Lincolns on him.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Again,
yep,
another click. A little bit of fighting in the middle lane. This is all distractions. Look, Tim, he's really distracted right now. And he's no slow guy himself, by the way. But
Mira's going.
He's so
He can't even hit the stunners too quick.
Spells. I don't blame him. Here we go, though. Collapse is in. Well, the push is still continuing slowly but surely. Collapse still looking for more. Arena is available. Poker jumps in. Tim's just thrown up into the air a billion times over, trying to get himself out. Now the arena comes down. Now the spear comes in as well, as Tim's gets control of the side. Being right out of Natsumi, fighting it up on the sidelines though. The two carries getting very, very low against each other. Just taking chunks out of each other as Tim's jumps in and out, flying in and out of these fights. Also ridiculously fast. My god, there's so many things to keep an eye on here, but the cheese is going to come out for the Shadow Fiend. Master Natsumi goes to base and heals up that way. And they need to get back to their barrack, and as you can see, Natsumi and Abed take up position once again as the bodyguards off this barrack. The final barrack remaining. Aegis, 2 minutes remaining for Team Spirit. Unable to find an opening still. Lal trying it once again. Now in comes Yatoro. He's got the damage to finish off, but what's it going to cost them? Vakwall comes through. The damage, it's big, but there's a Requiem coming through from Yatoro to try and keep himself alive. The heals are big, but Tim's is upon him. Stuns are out, but jumping away on the Shadow Fiend. Tamini is going to be safe for the time being. And it's Natsumi who's dead as well. Buyback is available, but the barrack is gone. Tier 4's falling as well. It might be the end for Blacklist here as a puck jumps in once more. Mira with the stun out onto Tim's. Abed, Epicenter, looking for a fight, but cannot find it. He's just not connecting. 80 seconds still in the win. She's got the buyback. Likely going to have to use it here. Team Spirit, they want to force this one, but can they? Aegis still up for another minute here. This could be their opening to end the game. You've seen the damage they do to buildings. Lal, Yatoro, they're going to all in on this. They've got so many Lincolns upon them. Just one round of clicks and it's already down to about 60% HP. You have to hold this Ancient, but against an Aegis, against a 55k gold advantage, it could just be too much to ask. Team Spirit waiting, looking for the opportunity. Lal jumping in once again, using that coil to force them out. The damage, it's huge. You have to respect this Aghanim's coil from Lal. Can they do it, T? Can they finish this one off?
And they're waiting again. It's 70 minutes into the game and
20 seconds left
trying
on
to
Aegis.
break down the... Are we going to be waiting for another Roshan? Are we waiting for another go?
They got 3 buybacks here. I feel like this is their opportunity, but Team Spirit being very, very cautious.
And they have BKBs up as well. It's not as if they're waiting for any defensive tools.
Mira jumps in. Natsumi, it's a huge target, but the follow-up's not there. The rest of the team, they're not quite as fast as Nyx Assassin. I think that's fair to say.
They're not leaving the area, surely. They got amp damage as well on the Shadow Fiend. This has to be the time.
Surely, surely. Stack up some Lincolns. Yatoro, get in there. Take that Aegis. They're holding back for the time being. They'll blow up Abed.
Abed's dead.
Abed buyback is available. Here they go. Jumping forwards, looking for the engagement. The arena is down, but Yatoro, he's dead. No Aegis available anymore. Dead with buyback. This collapse has them down. They're going to be able to at least get Tim's. Abed, does he get off the epicenter? Yes, he does. Maposhka trying to get some hits in as well, but it's not quite enough. Lal going for the Wind Ranger here. If Wind Ranger falls, she has no buyback. Hex is down. Damage is in. Lal gets a kill. Buyback from Yatoro. They see the end, and they might just be able to do it. In comes a Shadow Fiend with the damage to finish the game. GG is called, and Team Spirit in 71 minutes finish game number 1.